Welcome into a beautiful day of baseball here at College of the Canyons. Team Hawaii taking on Team All States here in Game 6 of the 2026 Filipino World Series. First pitch underway, and it's going to be a ball inside. Aiden Espejo for Team All States going to try and lead things off. All States had a dominant performance yesterday. Coach Murphy very pleased with his team's performance, able to get 16 runs on the board, mercied them in 5 innings. Just an extraordinary performance. Will Lewin here joined alongside Henry Harrison. Henry, what are your thoughts on this All-States team coming in hot?
Yeah, these All States players have a lot of swagger today. You saw them in warm-ups. The Coach Murphy method has worked so far.
Aiden Espejo with a ground ball to the shortstop. Easy play there for Team Hawaii to record the first out of the inning. But yeah, go on, Henry.
Yeah, I was just saying, Coach Murphy, I coach baseball on all social media. His methods have started to come together, and he's got his boys rolling. For the Hawaiian team, they had a great game against the Midwest yesterday, ended 8-7. Hawaii actually finished the comeback with a walk-off run, so we'll hope to see more exciting baseball like that today between the Islanders and the Mainlanders in Hawaii and Team All States.
Yeah, this really does prove to be one of those matchups that kind of shows how far PBG have come in recent years. Obviously, All States, one of the teams that joined the program last year. And now Team Hawaii has made a name for themselves over the course of the few years that this tournament has been going on as that pitch finds the zone for a strike. 0-1 the count here. But yeah, exciting stuff for this year's World Series. Up on the mound getting the start for Team Hawaii is Ryder Dance, as his pitch is going to be outside for a ball. 1-2 the count. Ethan Mucheno, up at the plate here. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. Now 2-2. So it's different. Change of scenery for us here today, Henry, here at College of the Canyons. And I mean, what a facility that they've got going on here. College of the Canyons located in Santa Clarita, California, or Valencia, whatever you want to call it. Always confusing. I never know what's Valencia and what's Santa Clarita, so I just call it all Santa Clarita. As that ball is ripped towards the left fielder, it's going to drop right in front of Caden Grotto over there in the 7th spot. It'll be a base hit for Ethan. All States looking to get back to exactly where they were yesterday and get these runs on the board as quickly and as soon as possible. Great rip there from Ethan to get a runner on. Bit of confusion here between Coach Murphy and the home plate umpire. Not sure what that is about.
Yeah, we're talking to Coach Brian Pinson from Team Hawaii earlier. He was giving us a little insight on the field conditions. Ball plays fast through the infield, but kind of dies out in the outfield grass. It's very spongy out there.
Big swing and miss there from the new hitter for Team All States. So a runner on first here for Dans in the first inning. Looking to get out of this early jam. That pitch swung on and missed. Big swing and a miss there from number 15. Oh, 2 the count here for Dans. Pickoff attempt unsuccessful. But yeah, as we were talking about, Henry, the College of the Canyons facilities, I mean, we really are lucky to be here as that pitch is swung on and fouled back. Ethan on first was going to try and get a free 90 feet there, unable to do so, and we'll do it again at an 0-2 count. waiting for his signal. Here's the pitch. Runner's not going to take off. It'll be a dribbler towards the right side of the infield. Second baseman's going to field it cleanly. The throw over to first base is going to be in time. Braden over there playing second base gets the flip over to Ethan at first Devin at first for the first out, or the second out for Team Hawaii. But a runner now in scoring position. Ethan makes his way over there.
Yeah, the ball just kind of died off the inside part just above the handle of the bat. Usually, like we were saying, that ball would go through the infield a little faster, but it had just no energy off the bat.
Dans looks over at second base. The pitch swung on over towards the third baseman. It'll be called foul. Coach Murphy had other intentions with that one. Thought it was a little bit more fair as he's jumping up and down in the coach's box on the third base line. So we'll do it again here. Raynon Tolentino, the hitter for Team All States. Dan's another look over at second base. Second baseman creeping for Team Hawaii. He's going to step off. Again, unlike the traditional college and professional rules, here in high school you can step off as many times as you like. It's not in the case of where you've got to step off and it has to be a throw over for you to retain those pickoff attempts. Dan's coming set again. Here's the pitch. It's going to hit Raynon on the arm. A free 90 there for Team All States. And this is going to bring up Oliver Simpson. So Dan's up on the mound, really trying to find his groove. Come set. The pitch. Outside for a ball. And that's another thing about this tournament that we've had so far. The umpires have done an exceptional job with their zones. They've been very consistent, very honed in, and, not taking anything from anyone.
Yeah, the level of professionalism extends just from both dugouts to our home plate umpire, Dax Rialta, and the umpire in the field, Max Shepard.
Yeah, they're going to call that a balk and advance both runners 90 feet there. Couldn't really see what was going on. I was actually more focused on the hitter more than the pitcher. The assistant coach, I'll call him, that's Adam over there on the third base dugout, one of my former Pierce College teammates. Here's Dan's pitch. Finding the zone finally for a strike. Evens up the count there. Simpson with a great opportunity here to get All States ahead early. Again, a tale they know all too well in this World Series so far. Only a game in, 16 runs scored for their team. Is that pitch not going to find the outside part of the zone? Dan's a little upset about it. The count now 2-1. Dan's come set. The pitch. Swung on, lifted high and deep into right field. Right fielder chasing back, trying to track it down, is able to get it, fighting the sun. Great play there from Team Hawaii's right fielder in order to record the final out of the inning unscathed, might I add. Still a 0-0 ball game. We'll see you in the bottom of the first inning.
My name is Jared Ronaldo, graduating class of 2026 from Company High School, and you're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Welcome back here to game number 6 of the 2026 Filipino World Series. Team Hawaii taking on Team All States here in the bottom of the first inning. All States able to get a couple of runners on board, but Hawaii able to hold it down. The pitcher, Dan's, able to really hone in and get his team back in the dugout, and it'll be their first opportunity at bats here. On the mound here for Team All-States, it's going to be number 19 as his first pitch, just missing that outside part of the zone for a ball. Makes it 1-0. Number 19, Tala, is going to be getting the start here for All-States. And this is Ryder Dans, the pitcher, as the leadoff hitter for Team Hawaii. You don't see that too often, Henry, having that leadoff hitter be your pitcher, but here we are where that is the case for Team Hawaii.
Well, we're in the era of Shohei Ohtani, probably a lot of young players trying to be two-way guys.
Yeah. Definitely a sight to behold there, Mr. Shohei Ohtani. And obviously, you know, everyone coming here to L.A. trying to catch a Dodger game is definitely the way to go about it. A lot of the Philippines teams like to make their way over to Anaheim, catch an Angels game, all that kind of stuff. It always is a fun time when they have those Philippines Heritage Night, as that pitch is high in the air but foul. Lands right beside the bleachers here. So 2-1 the count here off of that foul ball. Still a 0-0 ball game in the bottom of the first inning. We've got another game coming up here at College of the Canyons. As that pitch is checked, his swing, and the umpire's got him going. It's a strike. Great piece of pitching there from Tales, as there's quickly one down here for Team All-States.
I'll round out the defensive alignment for Team All-States. Back in the squad is number 6, Ethan. At third base, Xavier Aguilla. Shortstop, Aiden James. Second and first will come to after this.
Here's the pitch from Tales. Off speed, low in the zone for a ball. 1-0 the count. So yeah, as you were saying, you've got Aiden Espejo, who was leading things off for Team All-States. He finds himself playing left field as that pitch is checked for a ball. Umpire not having any of that. Ethan Nepomuceno is behind the dish. Xavier Aguilla, like you said, is playing third. Rain and Tolentino at first base. Aiden James at short. Ricardo Del Fierro at second base. Sean Sonoy in center field. And then Brody Santman to round things off here for Team All-States in right field. Here's the pitch, finding the zone for a strike. Tales keeping his cool there on the mound on a 3-0 count, able to get one back here, trying to battle his way back against the hitter Colby Sargent. His 3-1. High in the zone. It'll be a free base for Sargent. Almost on 4 pitches. It'll be 5 instead. Battling for that one in the end. And now a runner on here for Team Hawaii. Team Hawaii donning the green jerseys that, you know, have kind of just become a tradition for them. We're always seeing Team Hawaii in their traditional green. Same thing for Team All-States on the other side in their white jerseys. Personally, I've always kind of liked the All-State jerseys, having that all-white look. I think it looks very clean. I thought it looked very clean last year. A couple of years ago, they had the all-yellow. Didn't really know how I felt about that. But these whites I really do like from Team All-States. First pitch is swung up right back up the middle. It's going to split the defenders, but it out will be recorded. Great play there from the shortstop of Team All-States. Able to pick that one up and neatly throw it over to his second baseman to record that out. What a play from Team All-States middle infield.
Yeah, the second baseman for Team All-States definitely saw Sargent's speed going down at first and decided the easier out was to get that lead runner at second.
Yeah, very big heads-up play there from the All-States middle infield. As, again, that lead runner on the force out. A runner still stays on here for Team Hawaii as that pitch finds the outside part of the zone for a strike. That pitch not finding the zone. As this will be Colton Sargent, brother to Colby.
Back to back in the lineup. How
Yeah.
about that?
Or excuse me, this is Caden Grotto. The out before was Colton Sargent. This is now Caden Grotto. 1-2 the count here on Grotto. Tales looking in for his pitch, gets it. Through his windup, runner's going to fake taking off from first. Great dig there from the catcher for Team All-States there, keeping that one in front of him. This pitch swung on, lifted the other way. Great piece of hitting there from Grotto, able to take the shortstop away from his position on the hit and run there. Great design there from Hawaii, and it could have gone any better, Henry.
No, just perfectly punching through the 5-6 gap. Left fielder there, backing up his infielders, keeps the runners from advancing, but runners at second and first for Team All-States, Team Hawaii.
Going to have a quick conference on the mound here between catcher and pitcher. Again, that's Ethan Nepomuceno stepping up to talk to Sendana. This is Devin Dombergues, the first baseman for Team Hawaii, stepping up. He's got a runner in scoring position here. 2 outs recorded here in the bottom of the first. Off-speed pitch inside, not finding the zone. He'll start his count 1-0. So obviously having this All-States team that's, again, was just so dominant in their game yesterday, scoring double digits, for a team like Team Hawaii that barely snuck past Midwest and playing comeback the entire time, as that pitch actually hit Dombergues on the arm, says home plate umpire here at the College of the Canyons. And now the bases are loaded here. Caden Nichols going to step up to the plate here, starting catcher for Team Hawaii. But yeah, Henry, how do you delegate this kind of stuff, as Coach Murphy is going to go out and talk to his guy Sendana on the mound? How do you go about this? Obviously, Midwest got off to a really good start. I believe they had a 3-run lead at one point during that game. And again, Hawaii playing comeback ended up having to walk off that game. And now you're playing a team that put up 16 runs yesterday, again, against a team that, again, is very fortified in Los Angeles. They've got a lot of really good guys on that team, and not only could they not even put up a run on the board, but, again, they got 17 scored on them. How do you prep for that kind of stuff? What's being said in the dugout for Team Hawaii?
Well, I think one thing is trying to take the momentum from the comeback win yesterday into this task of taking on the All-States team, who is known to put up high-scoring offense.
That pitch is swung on over to the third baseman for Team All-States. A great job done there by Xavier Aguia, able to tap the bag cleanly. And again, another situation where runners are left on base. We've got a good one here, folks, between All-States and Team Hawaii. Still a 0-0 game as we head to the second inning.
What's up, guys? I'm Aiden Espejo, center fielder and utility player from Maryland, playing with Team All-States, and I'll be attending St. Mary's College of Maryland this fall. And you are watching the Filipino World Series.
Team All-States getting their second go at an at-bat here against Team Hawaii. Still a 0-0 ball game. This is Aiden, what are we going to say, Jaime? Aiden Jaime stepping up to the plate here for Team All-States. That off-speed pitch going to actually go behind the back of Jaime. Still on the bump here for Team Hawaii is Ryder Dans. Again, was able to get out of a pretty minor jam that last inning. I feel like the All-States defensive side had a little bit more work to do with bases loaded against Team Hawaii, but able to get out of it on the force out at third. Dans comes set. The pitch swung on, lifted high and deep in the air. Left fielder going back at the wall, and it is gone! A solo blast for Aiden Jaime to get the run scoring for Team All-States, and now the question is, how many do they score?
Yeah, Aiden Jaime with the absolute blast to left field. Left fielder giving chase was Grotto, but nowhere near. He saw that and he watched it go over the fence. See you later.
first home run of the Filipino World Series goes to Jaime of Team All-States. And now there's a little bit of fire behind this All-States team. The new hitter stepping into the box here is Ricardo Del Fierro, the starting second baseman for Team All-States. And now for Ryder Dans, it really is about honing it in here. Giving up that home run, but making sure to really dial it back here. You don't want to let your emotions get the better of you. It's still an early game, and, you know, it comes to the point where you have a lot of professional guys that talk about how they want to give up the long ball compared to giving up walks and hits, because obviously the more runners that are on base, you know, the harder it is to try and record those out. So, you know, it could be a, you know, give and take situation where it really kind of hones Dan's in of like, okay, this is the team that you're going up against. This is who you're facing. You got to make sure that you're honed in and locked in at all times so that you're not giving up those free passes against this All-States team. Luckily, it happened in the first batter of the inning and not when runners were in scoring position like they were last inning. It's a 1-2 count here on Del Fierro. Dan's pitch swung on and lifted high in the air into foul territory. Been seeing a lot of those high pop flies in foul territory here at College of the Canyons. Again, just a beautiful facility here, Henry. We've mentioned it before, but again, a very nice campus, very secluded area as well. It's kind of hidden. You wouldn't really notice it driving past the freeway, but it really is just off the freeway as well. Coming up the 5.
And it's pretty sheltered from all that noise coming off the freeway.
Oh, yeah.
Great layout, great designed facilities. This ball field here at Mike Gillespie Field.
That pitch missing outside makes the count full here. Del Fierro trying to find any way to get on base. Here's the pitch. High, and it'll be a walk. So a free base issued there for Del Fierro. Hawaii struggling to find their first out of the inning, and it brings up Sean Sonoy. Sonoy, the starting center fielder for Team All-States. Dan's is going to pick off over at first base. A diving Del Fierro comes up safe at first. That pitch swung on over towards left side of the field. Shortstop not able to handle it for Team Hawaii. Runner's going to advance from second all the way over to third on the blunder there. It'll go down as a hit. And now runners on the corners here for Team All-States. Sean Sonoy able to move Del Fierro over 180 feet. And now Brody Sandman with an opportunity to try and score this run in. A quick mound visit here for Team Hawaii amongst the players. No coach in sight. Again, you love to see this kind of stuff, especially at this age level where, you know, a lot of these guys are still maturing and still trying to figure things out. Having that, you know, IQ and, again, that maturity to, as a catcher, go up to your pitcher and say, hey, let's take a moment. Let's just have a conversation and, you know, let's tone it in. And especially this inning for Dan's, you know, giving up that home run, you can kind of see where maybe that temper might be going. So making sure that your guy is still loose and still feeling himself out there is so important. So Brody Sandman, the starting right fielder for Team All-States. Pickoff attempt over at first again. This time on the new runner there, Sonoy. Nothing going. The first pitch from Dan's to Sandman will be swung on and missed. Good off-speed pitch there from Dan's, and it seems as though that mound visit between the players seemed to have somewhat paid off for the time being.
Yeah, like you said, get your pitcher out of his head, get everyone a little breath of fresh air and reset for the next batter.
Dans will step off there. We'll reset. But yeah, I don't know. Whenever I was pitching, I always, I felt like when my catcher was, coming up to me to kind of have that conversation as the pickoff attempt will be not in time again. Dan's really worried about that runner on first. But yeah, whenever my catcher came up to me kind of unannounced, I always took that as like either A, I'm really doing like that bad, or B, runner's going to take off from first base and it gets the fielders to open up a hole there for Team All-States. Here's the throw over to third base. It's going to be not in time. Great piece of hitting there for Team All-States as everyone changes places like it's Alice in Wonderland. It is now a 2-0 ball game. 2 runs coming across, and we're going back to the top of the lineup here for Team All-States.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there. And great base running also. Running on the jump, got everyone kind of off their footing, off balance, and like you said, open up that hole on the 3-4 side.
So Del Fierro comes in to score. Sean Sonoy finds himself over at third now. And Brody Sandman, second RBI of the game for Team All-States. Inning started off with that solo shot off the bat of Aiden Jaime. Aiden Espejo takes that pitch for a ball outside. It's now 2-0 the count. And I mean, again, I obviously brought up the fact that, we talk about major league guys wanting to give up the long ball instead of avoiding this situation. And this is the reason why no outs have been recorded yet, and it gets to a point where they obviously call it the elusive first out because it just becomes that hard to try and record to begin with. But Dan's again is still doing a job up there. Team Hawaii trusting their guy. He gets his pitch. Runner still in the corner for Team All-States. That pitch swung on, fouled. Coach Murphy with a great snag on the one hop. Showing off the skills in the third base coach's box. What you love to see from the PBG coaches, especially a guy like Coach Murph.
He can talk the talk and walk the walk.
Oh, absolutely. And if you guys aren't familiar, Coach Chris Murphy, proud owner of I Coach Baseball on Instagram, has been able to reach thousands of young and developing athletes, not only in the U.S., but around the world. Spent some time in the Philippines in the last year. And again, it's just always giving back to not only the organization, but the sport of baseball. It's just what you love to see. 3-2 count here on Espejo. That pitch called. Strike 3. The runner does take off from first and advances safely. So that'll go down as a defensive indifference rather than a stolen base, as Aiden Espejo is down on way of the K. And now this brings up Ethan Nepomuceno. Infield coming in. Only 1 out recorded here for Team Hawaii. They finally get that first out. Great pitching there from Dans. That pitch swung on over towards the left side of the infield. Shortstop picks it up cleanly. The throw over in time. What a play there from the shortstop, Colby Sargent, to get that out. Ranging over to his backside, gets the throw over to his first baseman, Devin, for the second out of the inning. Xavier Aguia now stepping up to the plate here. A run did score on that last out, so it's a 3-0 ball game here. All-States just putting on the runs. Picking up exactly where they left off yesterday as that pitch finds the zone for a strike on Aguia. 0-1 the count. Still impressive work here from Dans. Obviously that free base after the home run is not kind of what you wanted here. That ended up proving pretty pivotal. And then it was just guys moving other guys over as that ball is hit over towards the second baseman. The throw a little offline, but Devin able to reel it in there at the first base bag to record the final out of the inning. All-States put up 3 in the top half of the second inning. We'll see you in the bottom.
My name is Colton Sargent. I'm in the graduating class of 2027. I go to Baldwin High School in Maui, Hawaii, and you're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
All-States able to get the early lead here against Team Hawaii in Game 6 of the 2026 Filipino World Series. Will Lewin here, joined alongside Henry Harrison for what has been an exciting matchup so far. Second time up here for Team Hawaii, as the pitcher for Allstate wheels and deals. That first pitch a strike, makes it 0-1. Sandana did a good job last inning. Bases loaded jam, able to get an easy ground out on the left side of the field, get his team out of the inning. But again, Team Hawaii, like they usually do, knocking on the door early in these games. That pitch upstairs for a ball. Braden Hirabata Yagin stepping up to the plate here for Team Hawaii, repping the number 2. Sandana. His pitch swung on, lifted into the right side of the field. It'll land in foul territory. Two the count here. And yeah, Henry, you were talking about kind of the sort of momentum that you want to take carrying into this game. Obviously, all states have done that with their huge amount of runs that they scored yesterday. They're already on the board here, but Team Hawaii, with a walk-off win, they're still looking for that success as that ball is lifted high in the air, shallow right field. Right fielder coming in, has the beat on it, and makes the grab. Great play there by Brody Sandman to come in and track it down for the first out of the inning.
And great communication between Sandman and the second and first baseman calling off the infielders. He had the easiest line on the ball, and he finishes the play. But yeah, we were talking about momentum earlier, and I think, some teams are just scrappy like that. They want to be in the underdog position and not give, but play from behind in so many words. So Hawaii down 3, starting to show some signs of life, perhaps.
Yeah, this is the exact same position they were in yesterday against Team Midwest. And Henry, you and I talked about, again, like the new teams coming in, and especially at the banquet yesterday, it like Midwest really seemed to be the most polished and most like cutting edge team. Essentially, they came in with the all matching light blue polos. Even the coaches were wearing matching black polos. Everyone clean cut and all that kind of stuff. And on paper, you go, okay, like, yeah, this team came to play. And while they started hot against Team Hawaii showed them, hey, this is the Filipino World Series. Just because you're ahead by however many runs doesn't mean that you immediately get that win. We are not letting up, and that's exactly what happened in that game for Team Hawaii. That pitch misses outside for a ball. 3-1 the count here. This is Jaron Renata. Renata family out here in attendance. 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed.
Yeah, Team Hawaii always shows up to play. I mean, you travel 2,500 miles.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna bring what you got. They're probably the farthest traveled team by far.
That pitch missing outside, and it'll be a free base there for Renata. Keeps his ground and is able to get on board early here in this inning. Only one down. We send it to Chance Rellin, the starting right fielder for Team Hawaii. This is his first at-bat of the game before sending it back over to the top of the lineup with Ryder Dans, the starting pitcher, waiting to get his second at-bat. Sandana, pitch, finding the zone for a strike. Beautiful pitch there. It's 0-1 on Rellin. But yeah, that first year we covered the Filipino World Series, that 2024 year, Hawaii made a very exceptional run at it. If I'm not mistaken, either played in that championship game or was in the semifinal as that pitch is swung on and missed by Rellin. Obviously, it was Briscoe's SoCal team, SoCal Blue, if I remember correctly, that won it that year. But the team that they went up against, I'm not entirely sure who it was. It could have been one of the NorCals. NorCal always bringing very good teams down here to LA to compete in the World Series. So that pitch swung on foul immediately. Parents down this first base line, got to watch out, keep a head on a swivel here. But also helps with ball retention. Rellin digs back in. Sandana gets his pitch. not quite finding that outside part of the zone. A lot of the All-State parents here thought that was going to be called strike 3, but instead it'll be the first ball issued here for Chance. Great name, Chance. That pitch low for ball 2 evens up the count here at 2-2. That pitch outside. Runner is going to take off. He thought it was ball 4. The throw is going to be in time. Caught sleeping on the base paths. Team Hawaii, not what you want against Team All-States. What happened there?
Definitely just lost track of the count there and maybe thought he got the signal, didn't get the signal, but he went and All-State's catcher with the gun.
That ball in the dirt. Here's that 4-pitch walk. Again, great job there from Relin to work his way back from a 0-2 count, battling all the way back, but Jaren Renata not sure what the count was and thought it was ball 4 and started taking off, tagged out at second. So now we'll go back to the top of the lineup here. Ryder Dans up to bat. That pitch outside for a ball. 1-0 the count here. Dan's 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out in the first inning. But again, it really goes to show Hawaii able to bat their way through the order. As that pitch finds the zone for a strike, evens it up at 1-1. Has batted their way through the order, still haven't had a run come across. They obviously had bases loaded situation last inning.
Yeah, crucial mistake there. You go from a situation with men on first and second, 1 out, to now just 1 on first, 2 outs.
That ball is ripped towards the right fielder for a base hit there for Ryder Dans. So doing it on the mound and doing it up at the plate for Team Hawaii. He will move Chance Relin over 90 feet in scoring position, and it brings up Colby Sargent. Colby Sargent walked his first at-bat last inning.
Yeah, and just going back to the discussion on base running, a lot of Filipino players make it their emphasis to be smart on the base paths, using their speed and the size disadvantage that doesn't exist in baseball. They're usually smart on the base paths and try not to get caught sleeping so much, especially in Philippine baseball group.
Yeah, I talked about it with Sam yesterday on last night's broadcast at Birmingham High School. As that pitch is swung on, drilled right into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Center fielder for Team All-States bobbles it. It scores a run as the runner on second base almost thought about taking off there. Great piece of hitting there from Colby Sargent as it brings in Chance Relin. And Hawaii finally have an answer for Team All-States, and that's the first run that Team All-States has given up in this tournament, as shocking as that may seem. Now we've got Colby's brother Colton stepping up to the plate here for Team Hawaii. The pitch, finding the zone for a strike, 0-1 the count. Here's Sandana's pitch. That pitch swung on and lifted high and deep into left field. Left fielder going back. Almost at the wall, is able to track it down and make the catch. What a play there from Team All-States, Aiden Espejo, to see that one all the way into his glove. Team Hawaii able to get one to come across home plate, but All-States interrupting the party. 3-1 ball games. We head to the third.
Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Nepomuceno. I'm graduating class of 2026 from Rutgers Prep, and you are watching the 2026 Filipino World Series. Let's go!
Team Hawaii immediately answer back after Team All-States put up 3 on the board in the top half of the second inning. Able to get 1 across. It looked like they were going to get more, but Aiden Espejo in left field tracking it down to record the final out of the inning for Team All-States. And now they're trying to use that momentum here in the top of the third to get some more runs across. Dan still dealing for Team Hawaii as that off-speed pitch finds the zone for a strike. 0-1 the count here on the hitter Tolentino.
Tolentino 0 for 0 today with a hit by pitch.
That pitch outside misses for a ball. Evens the count out at 1-1 here. Tolentino, one of the bigger guys on this All-States team. That pitch outside yet again. 2-1 the count. So yeah, College of the Canyons, home of the Cougars. Got a pretty interesting mascot logo. I believe it was the same logo that that my elementary school used. Is the same one, yeah, the same kind of cougar. Oh, that C logo that like the
Chicago Bears.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears C, Cincinnati C. What do you think? Is it more of a Chicago C or a Cincinnati C? Like Reds.
I think it's more, you got to give it to Cincinnati.
That pitch swung on and missed. Drop third strike. Catcher for Team Hawaii, Caden, able to see that one all the way into his mid and get the runner out at first. So Tolentino retired. It now brings up Oliver Simpson, the DH. Has yet to record something here in today's game. Again, it was Aiden Jaime with that solo bomb to start off the second inning where All-States really found their stride in scoring. And again, this bottom half of the lineup really doing a job after Simpson. Jaime looks longingly in the on-deck circle. Again, this is Simpson. The pitch from Dans. Checked his swing. It's called a strike anyways. Not outside part of the zone. But yeah, you'd think once you got to the like community college level, when it comes to certain logos and certain mascots that team uses. Obviously, we were at Birmingham yesterday, and as the Patriots, they have the New England Patriots logo, obviously in a different colorway to avoid certain copyright. I'm not sure how that works, but you'd expect that at the high school level, not really at the community college level.
I actually was watching something about this topic, and like professional teams will not go through the pain of suing small community colleges or high schools
Interesting.
for the use of their logo. It's actually to their advantage. It's almost like free marketing for them.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it would be really petty if an organization and a franchise like the New England Patriots saw the Birmingham High School logo and went, "Oh, you guys can't be doing that."
Sends you a cease and desist.
Yeah, exactly. Would be a lot of money to pay, I can imagine. As Simpson fouls that one off. It's a 2-2 count here. Again, Dan's still doing a good job here for Team Hawaii. Again, has been doing a really good job with his top half of the lineup. It's the bottom half that he struggled with last inning. See if he can right those wrongs this inning as that pitch is upstairs for a ball. The count is now full at 3-2. The home run hitter Jaime in the on-deck circle. The runner on could do more damage with one swing of the bat. Dan's looking in, gets his pitch. The 3-2 swung on and lifted high and deep. Left fielder going back, has the track on it, and makes the catch. Another big shot there from this team, All-States. But the outfield of Team Hawaii able to lure that one in. Great job there from Caden Grotto, the left fielder. Not watching that ball go over his head. But speaking of balls going over his head, here comes Aiden Jaime. The home run hitter last inning.
So in answer to your question earlier, the Wishbone C logo, which College of the Canyons has adopted as well,
Yeah.
which you know from Cincinnati Reds baseball and Chicago Bears football, definitely belongs to the Reds as the franchise is 145 years old.
Wow. You would have thought that a team with as much history as the Chicago Bears would have the rights to that. But to think that the Reds, of all teams, have ownership over something like that against, again, a pretty illustrious organization like the Bears.
Well, the Reds are the oldest team in baseball, and the Bears, one of the founding members of the what became the NFL, are still 30 years younger than Cincinnati.
So essentially, they just kind of saw each other's logos and went, nah, we'll make them the same. As that ball is hit into center field, center fielder giving chase on it, going back, backpedaling, jumping up and making the grab. That's Colin Sargent able to track that one down in center field. A little bit awkward for him, but able to reel it in for the final out of the third inning. Still a 3-1 ball game as we head to the bottom half.
My name is Frank Urias, graduating class of 2026 from Maui High School, and you're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
That squiggler's going to get by the pitcher, Sandana. But the second baseman, Del Fierro, able to pick it up for him and throw it over to his first baseman, Rainin, for the second out of the inning. Devin Dombergues retired there. Now brings up Caden Nichols. Nichols 0 for 1 on the day. Sandana gets his pitch. And his windup swung on over towards the left side of the field. Third baseman picks it up with just his bare hand, but the first baseman is not able to dig it out.
Yeah, Rainin over there on first in the stretch with the scoop, but just didn't squeeze the glove just enough to keep it from popping out on the scoop up.
Yeah, Xavier Aguia, clean grab there with the bare hand, but again, just an awkward throw there. Kind of pushing Tolentino off the bag, not able to reel it in, and there's a runner on. That pitch fouled off. This is Braden Hirabara-Yagan, 0 for 1 on the day as well. Unlike Team All-States, Team Hawaii, it's been their top half of the order that's been doing the damage here, as that pitch misses low and outside for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Yeah, the other game going on, Canada and SoCal. Canada ended up being a very close win against Team NorCal, the reigning champs last year, able to take that game 8-7 as NorCal was just getting hot. A game-ending double play. Closed that one out as that pitch is swung on towards the right side of the infield. Second baseman fields it cleanly and throws it over to first for the final out.
Hi, my name is Tyler Mallow, and I'm graduating class of 2026 from Eastlake High School and incoming college freshman at Cornell University. My favorite Filipino food is kare kare, and my favorite Filipino celebrity is Bruno Mars. You're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Welcome back here to Game 6 of the 2026 Filipino World Series. Will Lewin being joined alongside Henry Harrison in the makeshift broadcast booth that we've got here at beautiful College of the Canyons. Hot day today. Very hot day today. But, again, making it work. Team All-States taking on Team Hawaii here. 3-1 ball game in the top of the fourth as that ball is lifted high in the air but shallow to the shortstop. A pop-up and an easy grab there for Team Hawaii. Colby Sargent tracking that one down, not having to move much to record the first out of the inning for Team Hawaii.
Yeah, it was about 91 when we started the game off here today at 2 o'clock. It's 93 currently out here in Valencia.
Yeah, hot day to say the least as that pitch finds the outside part of the zone for a strike. Ryder Dan still up on the mound here for Team Hawaii. This is now Sean Sonoy. Sean Sonoy had that base hit last inning and came around to score, 2 innings ago, and came around to score. So the next pitch is swung on, lifted high and deep into left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. It's going to go off of the wall. Sonoy digging for second base. The throw is not going to be in time, and he's standing up with a double.
Great piece of hitting from Sonoy and fielded cleanly by the left fielder for Team Hawaii, but the speed on the base paths, that's an easy stand-up double for Sonoy.
Yeah, did a great job tracking that one down in the batter's box. Taking it for a ride, was just feet away from getting it over the fence as the left fielder for Team Hawaii, Caden Grotto, almost saw his second ball of the day go over the left field fence here at College of the Canyons. Runner in scoring position here for Brody Santman, the right fielder. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that's going to the right side of the infield. A diving first baseman finds the ball, but the throw over to first to his pitcher on a PFP is not going to be in time. A great effort there from Devin Domberguez to find the ball. Dan's a great job getting over to cover the bag, but it was just too little too late. The wheels of Sandman proved too much for Team Hawaii. And now again, a situation here where runners are on the corner for the team in white. Aiden Espejo getting his third at-bat of the day. He's 0 for 2 so far. Struck out in his last plate appearance with this exact same situation. Runners on the corner. Here's the pitch. Runner's going to take off from first base. The throw is going to be in time, but they don't tag him. The throw over to third is a little offline. Not sure what happened there for Team Hawaii. They had the runner dead to rights. Sandman not sliding at all. Thought the bag was a little bit obstructed. Shortstop for Team Hawaii, Colby Sargent, not laying the tag down even though he had an easy out right in front of him. And now 2 runners in scoring position for Aiden Espejo and Team All-States. The pitch, high. Aiden Espejo having to duck out the way of that one.
Infielders playing in for Team Hawaii now.
Yeah, trying to get that out at home plate. Only 1 down here in the top of the fourth. Dan's comes set. And the pitch. Off speed, high in the air. Tailing towards foul territory where it will land. Aiden Espejo really looking to find some success here in today's game. Had a phenomenal game yesterday. And honestly, I didn't even need to look at the stats to know that. Came into opening ceremonies, had the dirtiest All-States jersey on, by far.
Call that the stat sheet.
Oh, yeah. The pitch from Dan's off speed again. Not quite finding the zone this time.
Big shout out to all the Team All-States moms having to do the laundry between each of these games.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, the white jerseys look sick, but on laundry day, it's not a fun time.
And every day is laundry day.
Every day is laundry day during the World Series. That pitch, finding the lower part of the zone, looked like an identical spot to that last pitch. Darren's really attacking the lower portion of Aiden Espejo's strike zone here. Makes the count full. But yeah, whatever Aiden Espejo's mom, whatever detergent or formula she's using to wash these jerseys, I need to know. Because his looks pretty crisp and pretty clean. He'll get the walk and the free base there. And it brings up Ethan Nepo Mucheno. 1 for 2 on the day so far, also with an RBI. Bases loaded situation for him here. And a great spot for Team All-States to really pull away from this Hawaii team. No action in the Hawaiian bullpen. So it feels as though Hawaii coaches are really just trusting their guys as that pitch off speed and outside for a ball. It's 1-0 here on Nepo Mucheno. Dans comes set. The pitch outside and in the dirt. Great pick there from the Hawaii catcher, Caden Nichols. Not let that one get by him, or surely a run would have scored. Pretty deep backstop here at College of the Canyons. Coach for Hawaii, Adam, giving his guy words of advice and words of encouragement as that ball is swung on to the right side of the infield. It'll get by the second baseman and into right field. Here comes the runner from third base. The throw is in time, and he's tagged out at home. What a play there from Chance Rellin, the right fielder, able to get that throw on a dime for Team Hawaii. A run does come across to score, but they do record the second out at home. And I mean, what a piece of hitting there from Nepo Mucheno as well. Seeing that pitch, driving it through that 4-3 hole, and it brings up Xavier Aguilla. The pitch from Dans, off speed, swung high and deep into left center field. It's going to drop in front of the wall at the base. One run comes in. Here comes the arm from first. He's going to be held up at third. Aiden Espejo comes in to score. Chris Murphy is clapping for his guy at second base. Aguilla gets another run on the board for Team All-States.
Yeah, just as you drew it up, Will, they load the bases and are quickly ahead with a 4-1 lead here. Team All-State's offense coming alive.
And again, this is where the damage is really done here because you still got runners in scoring position. This is Raynon Tolentino, 0 for 1 on the day so far. Struck out and was hit by a pitch on his last at-bat. The pitch from Dan swung on, lifted the other way, and foul. So he'll start on an 0-1 count on that long foul ball. Big booming hit there, no doubt, but just couldn't find any fair territory. A little bit late on that one. And again, still no action here from Team Hawaii in the bullpen. The pitch from Dans, high for a ball. It's now 1-1.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Brian Pinson from Hawaii earlier, and I think the game situation yesterday, having their starter come in and only pitch 2, led to Dominic Pinson having to pitch 4 1/3. Maybe their bullpen they want to retain the arms of their relievers, which they may not have that many left of after being called so early to the bullpen yesterday.
Yeah, Frank Gurius getting the start for Team Hawaii yesterday, gave up 6 runs to start off his day through 2 2/3. And then Devin came in, put a stop to everything, only allowed 1 run through his 4 1/3 inning of work. And Hawaii walk away with the win against Team Midwest on a walk-off as that pitch is outside on Tolentino. Count evens up at 2-2 here. Dan's taking a long look into his catcher. Has his pitch. The 2-2 off speed and inside. Apparently that was ball 4. Looking over at my statisticians. They don't know what's going on either. And now here comes the coach for Team Hawaii. Going to have a word with his guys. So a 5-1 ball game. The base is loaded yet again for Team All-States. And again, if you're head coach Chris Murphy, you got to be pretty pleased with your team. First game, again, able to come out and score 16 runs and keep the Los Angeles team to a goose egg. And now you're playing, again, what has always been a very good Hawaii team, always really well coached and able to get ahead early and keep attacking runs here in the middle of the game.
Yeah, not exactly this 17, 16 run lead they had yesterday, but definitely a comfortable lead at 5-1.
So with Tolentino's walk, it'll bring up Oliver Simpson, the designated hitter, 0 for 2 on the day so far. Looking for his first bit of success in today's game. Again, after the pitching meeting, Dans will stay out there. And again, no action in the Hawaii bullpen. The pitch inside for a ball. Simpson will start at 1-0. But yeah, a lot of bases loaded situations here against Dans. And I mean, Henry, it's always going to put you in a difficult spot. Being in one bases loaded situation, let alone multiple like he has been in this game. For you, if you're out on the mound, what's kind of your mindset going into that? If, again, you keep finding yourselves in these kinds of jams and, you know, we've seen a lot of walks, we've seen a lot of hit by pitches. How do you reel it back in for yourself?
I think it goes back to just the battle at hand between the man on the mound and the man in the box. You know, you do have to be aware of what's going on behind you, but at that point, you want to just hone in, and the task at hand is getting the man out at home. So with all the noise around you, blocking that out becomes very important in multiple bases loaded situations. And just to go back, I think with these smaller sized rosters we have at this youth level, the next pitcher in Coach Renata's arsenal might be in the field right now, not able to be warming up exactly in the bullpen.
Yeah, that was the big thing that we touched on yesterday, is that for the Filipino World Series, anyone can play anywhere. You'll have pitchers that are catching. You'll have catchers that are playing outfield. You'll have outfielders that can play infield. You know, they're always being moved around. For us, obviously, trying to keep score and, you know, making note of all these substitutions, it definitely makes it difficult. But it's that versatility that allows these athletes to really stand out and jump out on a piece of paper when it's put in front of a D1 college coach. The 2-2 from Dans. Off speed, almost hit Simpson. He's able to scoot his way out of that one. Count is now full at 3-2. Dans gets his pitch. That pitch fouled off the leg of Simpson. That's going to hurt. Drops down to a knee. Takes a couple of hops and is starting to walk it off here. Runners were on the run there. Obviously a full count with 2 outs. Umpire's going to call timeout, let Simpson get his bearings here. Again, one of the worst feelings in the world, fouling a pitch right off of, I mean, anywhere in that shin foot area. It's not a fun time. Obviously, you know, more fragile bones in that area of your body. Never a fun time. I once fouled a pitch in batting practice, not even in a game, which is, again, embarrassing on my front. But fouled the pitch right off my shin, and I fractured part of my whatever that bone is called down the leg. I've never broken a bone, but I've fractured multiple. Runners taking off again. Pitch swung on and fouled off. Simpson doing a good job battling.
Fractured but never broken. I would say you need a glass of milk and maybe just need to pour a little taller glass next time.
Yeah, precisely. I've you know, been lucky on the bone breaking part, but I feel like growing up throughout school, it was almost like a like a cool thing to do because you had the cast that everyone could sign as that'll be a walk for Simpson. It brings in a run, and it's now a 6-1 ball game here in favor of Team All States. Aiden Jaime, the home run hitter, now stepping up to the plate. Chris Murphy, the coach for All States, screaming out on contact, telling his runners to go as soon as they hear the bat hit ball. But yeah, growing up, I knew a lot of people that, broke arms. Breaking the leg was always the bad one because you had the boot on it, so there was not really anything to sign. But if you broke your arm, that was always kind of cool because you'd bring the silver Sharpie to sign the cast as that ball is hit to the third baseman of Team Hawaii. The throw across the diamond is not going to be in time. The runner from second is going to try and get to home. The throw is in time, but he's safe. He's able to work his way around the tag. 2 runs come in for Team All-State. It's an 8-1 ball game.
Yeah, heads up base running from the man on third there for Team All-State. Sees the ball come out of the first baseman's hand and just sends it. Gets another run on the board and more insurance for Team All-States. Another 3-run inning working so far.
Aiden Jaime, have yourself a day. Multiple RBI game, multiple hit game. And now it'll bring up Ricardo Del Fiero. And again, another runners on the corner situation. You'd think that All States, this is what they're playing for the entire time. Pickoff attempt not going to be in time. A point from the catcher there for Team Hawaii was the reason for Danz's throw to first. But again, not in time. A diving Jaime gets back safely. Here's the pitch from Danz, an off-speed pitch. Inner part of the zone for a strike. 0-1 the count here to start Del Fiero's at bat. The pitch right back up the middle for a base hit. Runners will advance. The runner from first trying to get into third. The throw is in time and the tag is not there. Bit of a late call from the umpire. I think the ball was dropped there from Hawaii's third baseman. As Jaime dives in headfirst safely, Del Fiero now finds himself over at second base. Another run coming in for Team All-States, making it 9-1 here. And now Sean Sonoy, 2 for 2 on the day here. Certainly one of the hot hitters for All-States. His other hot-hitting counterpart, Jaime, just 90 feet away from scoring. The pitch from Danz, high in the zone for a ball. We'll start the count at 1-0. With 2 outs here, All States have just been tacking on the runs here in the 4th inning. 6 runs so far. And they've got an opportunity here to drive in a couple more. Danz comes set, the pitch. Off speed swung high and deep into left center field. No one's going to be there to catch it. A diving left fielder tries to grab it. He can't make the catch. 2 runs come in to score, and it'll be Sonoy standing on second base with a double. His 3rd hit of the game. An absolute rip there from Sean Sonoy, scores both runs. It's an 8-run inning here in the 4th for Team All-States, and they're leading by double digits. Now the coach for Team Hawaii will come out onto the mound. It looks like a pitching change will occur here. Hey, Henry, that's the reason why we never saw anyone in the bullpen, because there was no one to be in the bullpen. The entire Hawaii team is out there. And like you said, we've got these position players coming in to pitch. We'll step aside shortly as this pitcher gets warmed up. Again, it's an 11-1 ball game. All-State still looking to score more runs.
My name is Rainan Tolentino, graduating class of 2026 from Foothill Technology High School, and you're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Welcome back after the pitching change for Team Hawaii. Number 13's on the mound, taking over for the starter. Currently a 2-0 count. Man on second for Team All States. That's Brody Sandman, the right fielder. He's 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. Standing in the left-handed batter's box. Ooh, that one's going to get him on the back just to the top of his left shoulder. Those ones sting. He trots over to first base as yet another runner on the bases for Team All States, and what has become just an absolute blowout of a top four of the 4th inning. Ball in the air is going to be foul over towards the first base dugout.
Had to get a quick hydration break. Sorry about that.
Henry Harrison, Will Lewin on the call.
Yeah, what'd I miss?
We had a runner get to first. Now the runners both advance to third and second. Aiden Espejo back up to the plate for his second appearance of the inning.
All right, I feel all caught up. Yeah, while I was down there, I had an opportunity to talk to both Team Hawaii coach and Team All States coaches. As that pitch is swung on and missed by Espejo, it'll be his second strikeout of the game. And Team Hawaii able to get out of that runners on situation. Jaron Renata comes in and closes the door there on the top of the 4th inning. Not before All States gets 8 to come across home plate. It's an 11-1 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
Aloha everyone, my name is Devin Dominguez and I am in the class of 2027 from Damien Memorial School in Hawaii, and you're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Umpires waving over at us to signal a substitution in catching and in hitter, what looks like. Get those changes for you shortly. It's number 3 hitting for Team Hawaii. So Chance Rellin, which sounds about right for where we are in the order. So I don't think it was a substitution. There's definitely not a substitution on the mound. So I think it's just a catching change behind the dish for All States as that pitch finds the zone for a strike. Sandana still dealing for Team All States up on the mound here. 4 hits, 1 run for him so far. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. 3 strikes and an out from Sandana. He's feeling himself here in the 5th inning. Yeah. We'll go to the top of the order here. So this is not Ryder Dan's, that's for sure. This is whoever it is just got hit by the pitch. I am not seeing a 1 on my thing. It could be Tyler Maula. No, it's Dominic Pinson. I was looking at the wrong team. Just your average broadcaster's mistake. Don't mind me. So yeah, so Dominic Pinson comes in for Jaron Renata. I am getting yelled at for a trainer from the home plate umpire. Again, I'm not game operations. I'm media operations. So whatever goes on out there, I just talk about. That's it. So this is Ryder Dan's. Ryder Dans is hitting as that ball is lifted into the air, and the center fielder has a beat on it, makes the grab. The runner on first was going out way too much, but it gets by the first baseman. The catcher, just substituted in, does a good job of making sure he's there to back up the throw. Could have been an inning-ending double play there for Team All-States, but the throw a little offline there for the All-State center fielder over towards first base. And now it brings up Colby Sargent. Colby Sargent, 1 for 1 on the day so far, has a walk as well. As the pitch from Sandana way outside for a ball. 2-0 the count here on Sargent. All States continue to pound this zone here. Runner fakes like he's taking off. Pitch is called to strike on Sargent. 2-1 the count now. All States in that familiar mercy rule territory here. As that pitch misses outside for a ball. 5 more runs out of them in the top half of the inning would put them in that mercy rule jurisdiction, just like they were yesterday against Team Los Angeles, winning that game 16-0 in 5 innings. That pitch finding the outside part of the zone. Great pitch there from Sandana. Pitch count is now 3-2. Again, this is Dominic Pinson on first base, coming in to hit as the 10 hitter. Pickoff attempt is going to catch Pinson sleeping. The throw over to second. He's got himself in a pickle. Throw back to first. Sandana trying to track him down. The tag will be applied, and the final out recorded for Team All States. Pinson caught napping at first base, and All States are able to record the final out of the 4th. We'll head it back to the 5th inning. All States on top by 10.
My name is Sean Snoy, class of 2027 from the Sumner High School, and you're watching the Filipino World Series.
Welcome back here to the 2026 Filipino World Series broadcast. Will Lewin joined alongside Henry Harrison. All States with a commanding lead here in the top half of the 5th inning. Again, have an opportunity to bring on the mercy rule against Team Hawaii. Find themselves up by 10 here. Again, a outstanding inning here would put them to that mark and try and get themselves out of this game. And again, 5 innings like they did last time. Looking across the scoreboard, Canada taking on Southern California. Southern California got ahead to a 7-0 lead early and have kept that lead. They're now in the top of the 6th inning. SoCal tacked on another run. It's 8-0 in that game. SoCal 11 hits to Canada's 1. So, Henry, we were obviously talking about momentum a few innings ago. It seems as though Canada couldn't ride their momentum from last night's game against the reigning champs NorCal into this game and now find themselves way behind SoCal in that game. Definitely going by a lot quicker than this one.
That's for sure.
That pitch ripped down the right field line. It's fair. Rounding first base and going to second. He'll have an opportunity at third here. Chris Murphy rounding him through. The ball is going to get to the shortstop, and it'll be a stand-up triple for Nepo Mucheno. Another extra base hit for Team All States. Not letting it up despite the pitching change from Team Hawaii last inning. Jaron Renata now on the mound getting his experience of these explosive all-state bats.
It's almost as if Coach Murph told his boys, like, we're not going to play 7 innings. We want to Run the score up early and get out of here early. Go home.
And honestly, again, I can't really blame him. If you look at how Team All-States have done in years prior, and they've always been a very offensive-heavy side. And I feel like, again, it's been the runs that have always been a successful part of them. It's just been the pitching and the fielding where they've kind of blundered from time to time.
So Coach Murph definitely putting in the work on the field with his boys in the offseason.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, again, we talked about it earlier about just how much he's been working with these guys, not only from around the country here in the U.S., but again, around the world. That pitch is outside for a ball. This is a new hitter for Team All-States, number 15. Because I do not believe that this is Xavier Aguila. It could be Xavier Aguila. Regardless, the count is 1-1, 2-2. That pitch swung on and lifted a country mile deep down the left field line, but drops in foul territory. So we'll do it again at a 2-2 count. What I hope is a 2-2 count. I'm looking at 3 different counts right now. Renata gets his pitch. Off speed, swung on down the third base line for a hit. Gets by the third baseman. In comes a run to score, and it's an RBI single for number 15. Nepomuceno comes in to score. And now it brings up number 16 for Team All-States, which is James Goodlow. First pitch to Goodlow goes behind his back. Home plate umpire says it hit him. Goodlow not happy about that one, as, again, that was the first pitch that he's seen in today's game, and it barely nicks the back of his jersey. So now Oliver Simpson, the hitter. So Tolentino out. In comes Goodlow for Tolentino. And now we're back to Oliver Simpson, the designated hitter. That pitch swung on and fouled. Simpson, with some success today, threw 2 at-bats, came across to score, and got an RBI on a walk. Definitely the easiest way to stat pad there. The free base with bases loaded. And here All-States is again with a runner in scoring position and another runner on first. And like you said, Henry, it definitely seems like the game plan for Coach Murphy and this All-States team going into every game is, hey, I don't want us to even get to the 6th inning. So that pitch inside for a ball. Count is now 2-1. And again, the extra base hits. Sean Sonoy, 2 doubles. Ricardo Del Fiero, a double. Xavier Aguila, a double. Nepomuceno just had that triple. And then Aiden Jaime back in the 2nd inning, a solo blast to get the scoring started. But it was that 4th inning for Team All-States where it all came together. 8 runs coming across. And now here in the 5th, they've already got another one. That pitch swung on over towards the left side of the infield. A diving shortstop for Team Hawaii is able to keep the ball in the infield, but he doesn't have a play. Was looking over to third base to try and record the out. There was nothing there for him. Colby Sargent looking over at his brother Colton, but just not in time. The wheels on the base paths for Team All-States proving too much here against Hawaii, and now the bases are loaded yet again with no outs. Aiden Jaime now digs in. The pitch from Renata inside for a ball. He'll start 1-0. Jaime, like we said, had that solo blast to start off his day today in the 2nd inning. He was able to tack on another hit, and there goes another ball deep to center field. Ranging back as the center fielder is able to make the grab. Both runners are going to tag from second and throw. The throw is somewhat in time, but a little offline Another run comes across for Team Allstates. The first out finally recorded for Team Hawaii, and here we go again. Henry. Another runners on the corner situation.
Yeah, Hawaii just can't catch a break. The All-States bats just continue to pound and get balls in play. So Team Hawaii just has to tighten up the defense, and hopefully they'll get that second and then third out, get out of this inning before All-States scores another 2-3 runs.
Ricardo Del Fierro, now the hitter for Team Allstates. Again, a great opportunity for him to add a couple more stats to his day. 1 for 2 on the day so far, has got an RBI as well. Also walked in one of his appearances. As that ball is ripped down the third base line, Chris Murphy's head on a swivel, able to get out of the way of that one. He's saying he loves it from his guy, but wants him to hit it a little more to the right of him. Understandable. Try and get some more runs in. It's never enough for Coach Chris Murphy, as the greatest showman has taught us, as that ball is lifted high in the air. Center fielder's got the dive on it, but he drops the ball, collapsing to the ground. The runner on from first is going to advance safely. The throw gets by the second baseman. There's no one to try and back up the throw. Here comes the runner all the way from first base. He's going to try and score. Here comes the throw. It's in time, and they didn't get the tag down because the ball came out of the glove of the catcher for Team Hawaii. Oh, my goodness. Chris Murphy with the creativity, getting every runner to score on that play as the ball is dropped by the Hawaiian center fielder. And Allstates are now just one step closer to, again, that mercy rule. Team Hawaii trying to see if there's a dead ball call there from the home plate umpire. He says that there was no area for the ball to be deemed dead. So Del Fierro is now on third. This is Sean Sonoy, again, another big hitter, as that ball is lifted high in the air but foul. He'll start at 0-1. Again, Team Hawaii with only one out. They had multiple opportunities on that play alone to try and record something. The dropped ball in center field, then the throw back to second base to try and get the runner out. A lot of miscues from Team Hawaii this inning, as Renata's next pitch is outside for a ball. 1-1 the count here on Sonoy. Like I said, Sonoy, 3 at-bats, has gotten on base all 3 times. Come across to score twice. Has brought in 2 of the 15 runs here for Team Allstates. And if he can get this runner in 90 feet away, it'll be a 15-run lead for Team Allstates, as that off-speed pitch inside for a ball. I mean, it's just been an onslaught here, Henry. Just run after run after run. Allstate taking advantage as that ball is hit deep and into left center field off the top of the wall. Sean Sonoy, have yourself a day. Another double for the outfielder of Team Allstates. It's a 16-1 ball game. When do you call it enough?
You know, the other part of the equation there is with the white jerseys, maybe Coach Murphy's got a heads up from the moms that the shorter the games are, the cleaner the jerseys
No, absolutely,
stay.
yeah. Let's get these guys in and guys gone so that we can get to the cleaners, get to the laundromat early, as that ball is poked the other way. Great job by Sargent to reel that one in. He's got the runner held up at second base. There's no one covering third. Here comes someone to cover, and they've got the tag down. Now the throw at second is in time, but the ball is dropped. So Brody Santman gets on base via the fielder's choice. Sean Sonoy caught between the base paths of second and third, trying to advance. Wasn't able to do so there. Great heads-up play there from Sargent to get the lead runner out, but again, it puts the new runner back in scoring position, and the force out not in play here. Aiden Espejo digging back in here. 0 for 3 on the day so far. First pitch he sees from Renata's outside for a ball. 16-1. So now, obviously, if this result holds, I feel like the big question is do all states get a mercy rule in their game tomorrow? I feel like that's the only way that they can deem tomorrow's win as a true victory, as if they just really put it. Who is that? Who is that game tomorrow, Henry? I know you're looking at that now.
Well, tomorrow, actually, everyone has the day off.
Oh, of course.
It's going to be the recruiting seminar at 12, team skills competition at 4, and then the celebrity softball game later on in the night. But Team All-State's next game is going to be the first game of the day at Pierce College, All-States versus Team Midwest at 2 o'clock.
That'll be a very interesting matchup. Midwest taking on All-States. That's Friday at Pierce College. That pitch swung on and lifted high into center field. Aiden Espejo flips his bat in frustration as the Hawaiian center fielder is able to camp under it and record the final out of the inning. Well, Hawaii's got to score a run here in order to keep this game alive for themselves. It's 16-1 as we head into the bottom of the 5th inning.
My name is Dominic Pinson, graduating class of 2029 from Kailua High School. You're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Potentially the final at-bats of the game here between Team Hawaii and Team All-States in the bottom of the 5th inning. All-States have scored 13 runs in the last 2 innings and now find themselves leading by 15, exactly at that mercy run rule mark. For Team Hawaii, it'll be Colby Sargent to try and get on board. First pitch in there for a strike. Sandana's just been dealing for this All-States team. A phenomenal job from him. Through 4 innings pitched so far, he's only allowed 4 hits and a run. He's got 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. Put that all together for a 1.75 ERA. Umpire looks like he's given warnings to the Hawaiian coaches. Adam down the third base line in the coach's box there seems to be calling balls and strikes for the umpire in a bit of frustration. That pitch outside for a ball. Colby on the day so far is 1 for 1 with a walk and an RBI. Colby's the sole reason why Hawaii even have a run in this game to begin with. The only RBI scorer so far, as that pitch is up and in. 2-1 the count here. The pitch from Sandana outside and away. Ball 4 there on Sargent. And it'll now bring up what I believe to be is Caden Grotto. This is actually Caden Nichols batting for Team Hawaii here. So Nichols moves up 2 spots in the batting lineup, or 3 spots in the batting lineup, I should say. We'd realistically be seeing Colton here, but instead this is Caden Nichols hitting. As that pitch is swung on and lifted towards the left field line, it gets down for a base hit. Here comes the runner from first, rounding around second. He's going to take the turnaround throw. The throw to home is going to be close. It's going to be in time. The tag is down. What a play from Team All-States. They do not want this run to score. They want this game to end now. Great play there from Aiden Espejo. The bat hasn't been working for him today, but man, oh man, has the defense been there. The relay from him to Aiden Jaime at shortstop and then down to the catcher, Ethan, to record the out. One down here in the bottom of the fifth, but the runner goes all the way to third base on that one. Again, that's Nicole's.
7-6, 2 out at home.
Great play. Kind of relays you dream about. As that pitch is outside for a ball. 1-0 the count here. So this is Caden Grotto. So Colton Sargent has been subbed out of the lineup, it seems. And now Caden Grotto is now hitting. As that pitch is up and in for a ball. That pitch finds the outside part of the zone. First strike of the at-bat here for Sandana. And it's important for Sandana here. If he really wants to close out this game, it's all about keeping his control. That pitch outside for a ball. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world giving up the free base here, trying to get that double play in order, especially with a runner on third base with one out. Can be a tricky situation. Obviously, a sacrifice fly brings him in. The pitch swung on and foul.
Fouled back towards the field house here at Mike Gillespie Field. Huge shout out to Coach Rob and Coach Ryan of the College of the Canyons Cougars baseball team for helping us get this whole setup up and running.
Needed some power, and they had it. Very thankful for those guys as that pitch is swung on and fouled again. Caden Grotto doing everything he can to try and get on base here. Just struggling to hit the ball square. Sandana's windup, the pitch, swung on right back to him. It'll go through the 4-6 hole and into center field for a base hit and an RBI for Caden Grotto. And the mercy rule now in effect with that run scoring, as it is a 16-2 ball game. And All-State's, I say, only leading by 14. But again, they seem to be holding themselves to the standard of getting in and out of here in 5 innings. That won't be the case. As now Devin Domberges steps up. Off-speed pitch, finds the inside part of the zone. Caden Grotto is looking to advance 90 feet as quick as possible. Had the catcher for All States up on his feet quickly. Sandana's pitch swung on the other way. In foul territory, not able to get a beat on it, the first baseman for All States. It'll drop for a strike. And you start to wonder, obviously Sandana gets out of this inning. You're going to be going to the 6th inning no matter what. Do you bring in someone else, or do you let Sandana close out the game knowing that he's, kind of struggled for the first time in a while this inning?
I think if you have anyone in the Hawaiian bullpen or in the arsenal, you should give Sandana a little bit of a break. He's been getting shelled all day.
That pitch is swung on and drilled into straightaway center field. Center fielder can't track it down. It falls just beside him. Runner from first goes all the way to third, and it'll be a stand-up double for Domberges, his first hit of the day.
But then again, maybe now with Hawaii's bats coming alive, you do let him close it out because he's got that extra confidence with the offense coming alive behind him.
So this brings up number 18 for Team Hawaii. I'd be lying if I said I knew who this was, as I do not see an 18. Oh, Colin Sargent. So Colin Sargent was just hit by a pitch and throws the bat pretty maliciously there to load the bases. So it seems as though Colton Sargent and who was it? Nicole's. They switched spots in the order. That's what happened. always crazy substitutions going. Definitely doesn't make it easy to score, but hey, here we are. This now brings up Braden Hirobata Yagin to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day so far. Sandana, his pitch off speed inside for a ball. Again, this is kind of the first bleak situation that Sandana's been in since the second inning, where All States gave up that run. And ever since, it's just been dominant showing from him. But now bases loaded, he finds the strike zone there. Evens the count up at 1-1. But again, a lot of work to do with one out here. Sandana's pitch. Hirobata Yagin thought about swinging, immediately took it back. It was called a strike anyways, as the catcher for All States popped up and had a look over at Grotto on third, as that pitch is low and outside for a ball. Evens the count up at 2-2 now. But it really has been a game of offense here for Team All States, as that ball is hit over towards the third baseman. He steps on his back. The throw across the diamond is in time. What a play there from Xavier Aguilla, able to get the double play on the force out at throw. The throw across the diamond couldn't have been any more perfect than that to record the final 2 outs of the inning. Now, Team All States look like they're coming out in front of the dugout as though the game is over, and it seems as though they are going to call it at that. The mercy rule technically wasn't in place, but again, one run really doesn't kind of change the story that's been made here from Team All States, not only for this game, but for the tournament. And that is, Henry, don't let them score, and don't let them score early. So All States moved to 2 wins on the season. On the tournament. Hawaii, first loss of the tournament after, again, walking off Midwest yesterday. So they find themselves at 1-1. A quick look at the other game going on right now, Canada and SoCal. SoCal in the top of the 7th inning find themselves with an 8-2 lead over Team Canada. So they've got another 5 outs to record, but Canada, only 2 outs to record. SoCal, the home team in that game. 2 runners on base, only 1 out recorded there. So again, Henry, this All-States team has just been putting it to the PBG competitors that they faced. And now going into Friday's game, again, I think that there is a lot of there's just a lot of anticipation with that and a lot to be expected from them. What are you expecting to see at All States on Friday?
Well, when the All-State team faces the Midwest, obviously we're going to wait for the results of this game coming up here later at 5 between Los Angeles and the Midwest. But certainly with the showing on the field of Coach Murphy's team, you expect them to be high performers against all levels of competition within the PBG bracket. I'm expecting another win. Hopefully for the Midwest team's sake, it isn't as much of a blowout by 10 runs as the other teams have had to suffer. But for now, the All-States take this one from Hawaii. The mainlanders beat the Islanders, and that's it for this game, Will.
I like that. Islanders versus the mainlanders. But quick shout out to Thales Sandana. What a phenomenal game from him. The starting pitcher saw it all the way through 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 3 of them earned. 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. A phenomenal day, all within 83 pitches, if you can believe it. A great day for All States. Another great game played by them and the team coached by Chris Murphy as they head into their final game on Friday, undefeated. They will be, as it stands right now, the only undefeated team in the tournament as Canada finds themselves trailing to SoCal. But that is going to do it up for us here on the Philippines Baseball broadcast. Henry Harrison, Will Lewin here signing off. Make sure to check out the Philippines website to catch the live scorecast of every game on this year's 2026 Filipino World Series. And then that illustrious Saturday championship day, we will be at California State University Northridge, where, again, with a bit of luck and a bit of grit and work, those games will be live streamed as well. So make sure you're looking on the website for that information. But as it stands right now, everyone around the world, mabuhay, and we will see you in the next one.